Everyone talks about loneliness. The quiet nights, the unanswered messages, the empty chair across the room. But psychology describes a deeper state most people never name. Got a moment when you stop feeling lonely because your brain decides no one is coming. This isn't just sadness anymore, this is adaptation. Some call it emotional shutdown, but it feels like standing in an empty room and slowly forgetting what voices used to sound like. It doesn't happen suddenly, it builds slowly, through small disappointments that don't seem important at first. You ask for support, gently. It doesn't arrive. You express hurt carefully. It gets minimized. You explain your needs clearly. They get postponed. The human nervous system is patient. But it is also observant. Keeps a record not of what people promise, but of what they actually do. And one day, quietly, without any warning, it changes the rules of survival. Stop expecting comfort. It's not because you don't want it, but because wanting it just kept hurting too much. So your mind lowers the bar, and it lowers it again, until expectation finally reaches zero. This is the birth of what we can call the empty room effect. From the outside, people might think you've become strong. You don't cling, you don't chase, you don't argue, you don't collapse when something goes wrong. They'll say things like, "You're so calm under pressure," or "You're so independent," and "You don't need anyone." And it almost sounds like a compliment. But inside, what they're seeing isn't strength. It's emotional self-containment. It's a survival skill that was forged in quiet neglect. You still feel things, but you feel them silently. You still care, but you care without any evidence that it's safe to do so. You still hope, but hope becomes something private, something you don't let anyone else touch, because every time someone touched it before, it got broken. The empty room effect changes how you love. You don't fall loudly anymore. You don't demand reassurance. You stop asking, "Do you care about me?" Instead, you assume the answer might be no, and you prepare your heart for it. You become low maintenance, easy, undemanding, not because that's who you are, but because that's the version of you that survives with the least amount of damage. Here's the most dangerous part. When someone finally does show genuine care, it feels uncomfortable, not comforting. Your body doesn't relax, it tightens. Because your nervous system learned a long time ago that connection is unstable, that attention fades, that attachment almost always leads to loss. So when warmth finally appears, your first instinct isn't to open up. It's to protect yourself. Start searching for the hidden conditions. You wait for them to withdraw. You prepare yourself for the inevitable exit. It's not because this new person is unsafe, but because your history has taught you that closeness is always temporary. So you keep people slightly outside the door, close enough to feel human, but far enough away to avoid devastation if they leave. You become emotionally self-sufficient, but you're also quietly connection-starved. And here's the truth that psychology quietly confirms. The brain can adapt to emotional absence, but it never stops needing connection. It simply learns how to need it without ever showing it. That's the true cost of the empty room effect. It's not just sadness. It's not even loneliness. It's the gradual, creeping belief that your needs are a burden and that silence is safer than hope. The real tragedy is not that you learn to stand alone. The tragedy is that you learn to stand alone even when someone finally came along who would have stayed. If this story resonates with you, it's important to know you're not alone in this feeling. Healing from this is a journey of learning to trust again, starting with yourself. It's about gently teaching your nervous system that it's safe to have needs and that connection can be stable. This process takes time, and sometimes, speaking with a therapist or a counselor can provide a safe space to explore these feelings and learn new ways to connect. Remember, your need for connection is valid, and learning to let the right people in is a sign of true strength. Thank you for watching. If this video helped you understand something new today, please consider liking and subscribing for more content that explores the deeper side of our shared human experience. Take care.